house, everyone. You're obviously confused and aroused. Then where are we now?
Do you have idiots on your planet?
It's me, Zoidberg, remember from high school?
One does not drink from a champagne fountain in that manner, but you're listening to Slurmcast, a podcast for no reason. Today we'll be discussing Season 9, Episode 12, 31st Century Fox. My name is Michelle Burlingame. Not with me are Tommy Roulette.
How's it going?
Pete Woodward.
That's me.
And our guest today, repeat offender, but not that Eric Kaplan, Eric Kaplan.
Hi.
Cody.
Welcome
guys.
back.
Thank you.
Or, I mean, sort of. Welcome back to the show. You're still at your house.
Yeah, well, we're all at our house, so.
I literally just realized as Michelle was reading the intro that having you on for this episode makes a whole bunch of fucking sense.
I was curious as whether or not that was why I was asked to do this episode, or is it just that you needed somebody to sit in there?
You just needed someone.
You needed a warm body.
Passes in seats.
It could have been any episode.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to do this one.
It just happened to be one that had a big plot about hunting, and then it went in a bunch of weird directions. Even so, one real fond of this one. This is a little bit of a flat line for me.
Yeah, I used to really like this episode, but watching it again, it's okay.
Having not watched it in so long, because I haven't watched an episode of Futurama, specifically those seasons, in maybe since they aired.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hate it. I remember specifically not liking it as much once it came back. Like once they did all the movies and they brought it back on Comedy Central and they did all of that.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, it's all right. But it sort of lost a little bit of something, and I couldn't put my finger on what it was. But that being said, I didn't mind it after not having watched it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of liked all of the the non sequitur gags in this one more than anything. Like even the professor and Hermes being in the uniforms at the very beginning, and then Mothzilla just tearing at the like the professor's reluctance to get new uniforms despite the fact that theirs got destroyed by Mothzilla was great until he's just like, okay, let's go to the garment district. And that whole scene with the other dodecapod guy, the tailor, I enjoyed that probably more than all of the fox hunting.
That was my favorite part of the entire episode. It was such a throwaway, but all those great like space movie themed uniforms that they went through were great.
Yeah.
I was trying to go ahead.
I was trying to see how many of them that I could recognize, and they were like the standards that you would get, but some of the like on the rack stuff. Yeah.
Barbarella. Leela had the
that's what I
Barbarella
was
outfit on.
about. I was gonna say the same thing, Eric. Like I saw like a Buck Rogers that was in there, and the Zardoz.
The Zardoz.
That's what the professor was wearing, right?
Yeah.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
There's a Cards Against Humanity. That's the like answer to one of the things is just that picture.
Have any of you ever watched Zardoz?
No, I've never seen it.
Neither have I.
If anybody listening has, tell us about it, because that's about as much of it as I need to know. I just need to know that Sean Connery's in that nice, stretchy Speedo with his Batman bandoleros. But I even just that whole thing in the garment shop with the professor starting off with like, I need something respectfully humiliating that can come out of an employee's salary without them noticing. Like that kind of stuff was really good. And then there's that whole jag where he's like, well, do you have anything else? And he pulls out Planet Express uniforms. He's like, oh, a very unpleasant man ordered these last year and never paid. A very unpleasant man indeed. To the professor, and neither of them have a recollection of it happening. It's beautiful.
I do like too that I even wrote it down on I was taking a few notes. And I just wrote old Jewish stereotype for every time one of Zoidberg's people show up. And then Bender refers to him as Squidward Scissorhands.
I missed that.
He does then say that he's descended from Prince Albert's can.
That was what did he say that Zoidberg was like, oh, you're such a stereotype already, or something? Like Zoidberg said something to him about it. It was right when they came in the shop.
Yeah, he says, "Can I offer you maybe a nice macaroon cut in 7 pieces?"
That's the part I missed. That was good.
Yeah.
How often do we see those guys in other roles outside of Zoidberg's uncle when they go to his home planet? Like, how often do you see I was trying to think about it.
Not
there's
really ever.
Harold Zoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that guy. And what? I mean,
is that it?
That's it.
That might be it.
I can't think of anybody else that. He's a dodecapod or whatever? What is it called?
A dodecapodian or something?
Yeah.
I need to get one of those suits that wicks away gallons of moisture, though. Like that. That sounds
gallons of moisture.
I feel like that's what Under Armour does, right?
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with wicking fabric, and I honestly, a lot of that is because I doubt its confidence in being able to keep up with me. So I don't know. Like, what are your experiences with it? Are they positive? Is it a real thing?
Is what a real thing?
Have you ever worn wicking fabric and does it work?
Yeah, but not gallons.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. You can't jump in a lake and then wick away the moisture.
Right.
Well, not if it's saturated.
Now, I will say I have.
What if you pee your pants?
Yeah,
that was the joke, is that he peed his pants and he's saying gallons and gallons of moisture.
I thought he was just sweaty and wet, which seems on brand too for him.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say, Eric?
I don't remember. Oh no, I was gonna say moisture wicking materials. Well, my old boss, when I first started working for him, he'd bike to work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He'd wear those Under Armour like the speed suits or whatever, the full body, like ankle to neck, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He would bike from Parma to West 25th, smell like a wet dog when he got in there, and then just smelled that way the entire time because he would not clean out. He wouldn't run that suit through the wash.
Oh,
it
God.
was horrendous. Like, I would be working 5 feet from him, and it just smelled like a wet fucking dog. And he's tattooing people the entire time.
And he wouldn't change out of it.
No,
He'd just wear it all day long and not wash it.
He'd wear that, a t-shirt, and a pair of shorts. Yeah.
That's
sorry,
foul.
Sorry, Tom.
That's foul.
Hope Dave doesn't listen to this.
Yeah, everything was fine until you said the name. Now I got to bleep it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We're on good terms now.
I thought it was interesting when Leela started throwing her resistance to killing defenseless animals, and they're like, "No, we kill defenseless animals all the time," and they rattle off all those things, and they have a zebra skin ship cozy.
Ship cozy, yeah.
Which I'm surprised that hasn't come up before, because that's pretty slick. It's a real rock and roll looking Planet Express ship with that thing on. But, I guess it's just there to serve the joke. I feel like Leela's been relatively consistent with her animal rights sort of leanings. But I also feel that it's kind of like her whole relationship with Fry too, where it just sort of comes and goes. Like, was the last time
she when she got Nibbler, was a whole thing about saving
Nibbler and the
animals.
Poplars.
The Poplars.
And the penguins.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Penguins.
I guess.
I think
mean,
that's more consistent than her and Fry's relationship.
You know what? Now that you say that, you're actually probably right. So I'm assuming the answer is no, but have any of you ever been on a fox hunt?
Nope.
No.
I mean, I haven't either, but just that whole like just riding around on horses chasing things to death just seems like so many better ways to pass your time than that.
Yeah, well, you don't have millions of dollars to own horses, and
I mean, even so, like,
I feel like fox
I don't know.
came about where it was like you have so much money and you're so bored, there's nothing to do. Let's do this.
well, I mean, you figure that's not like an everyman sport,
Yeah.
You don't have specific uniforms, specific horses, specific dogs. Like when that stuff was a thing, your everyman, your average Joe that would hunt was out there doing it for food,
in
It
his
wasn't-
underpants.
Yeah, in a bright red onesie
Yeah.
with
With
the ass
the-
flapped down.
With the union suit. Yeah. Just pooping right and left.
But I mean, that's a fancy man sport.
Are there still like fox hunts like that these days?
It's totally illegal, I think.
I would say no, but I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, I care
On-
enough to look
on
it
a
up, but
private
I'm pretty sure.
property with private animals, I'm sure it probably exists in tradition.
Yeah, I don't know.
Quotation marks.
Maybe.
Tradition.
I mean, if you're gonna put that stipulation on like on private property, Tom, you could say that about all kinds of stuff that's probably happening. I mean, it's just because it's illegal.
Like,
But
the
I
most
think, like,
dangerous game.
Yes, exactly. A robot chasing a robot, or I mean, that's essentially was Michael Vick's whole problem. He had private property and he's running dog fights on it.
I would say
I mean-
that there's a world of difference between running dog fights and
Fox hunting.
and fox hunting. Like,
Is there though?
I mean, I would, yes.
Instead of the
say
dogs
so.
fighting each other, the dogs are tearing a fox pieces.
Do
Well,
the
instead of each
dogs-
other to
Do
pieces.
the dogs actually? I don't know really much about fox hunting, so I don't know whether or not the dogs actually do the tearing apart, or if it's that you ride up and then you shoot the fox. Either
It's
way-
pretty much about the dogs. You
Okay.
just kind of chase. You're on a horse because you're trying to keep up with the dogs,
Mhm.
who are then chasing the fox. But yeah, it's the dogs catch the fox.
And then you say that little line, like "hooly hoo" or whatever. It's like a juggalo call.
It's. I was gonna say.
I mean, the only fox hunting I ever did was on Saturday nights. Hey-o! I had to get it out. I'm sorry.
I saw
No,
that one coming and I couldn't.
I know.
Stop it.
I couldn't either. It's just compulsive. When you were in your horse riding stuff, Michelle, did they ever do like fake fox hunts?
Oh no,
Where,
no.
You never chased a bunch of dogs on horses or anything?
No, I went around in circles and made my horse look pretty. There was no chasing or jumping or anything.
So it was just like prancing and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a lot,
I mean,
a lot like that Netflix movie Horse Girl.
I have not seen that, so I cannot confirm.
well, I've heard the title and I pretty much can. It made me think of all these things. Like even at a dog racing track, they have the fake rabbit on a stick. That's like a robot rabbit that they chase.
Have you been to a dog race, Pete?
Well, those are
I've
also
se-
now
I've-
illegal. So
I've seen them. Are they
yeah,
in Ohio or everywhere? Like I'm sure
I
Florida's
believe
down with
everywhere
it.
now. As of like
Really?
this year, it's
I think
illegal.
Florida just recently
Hmm
made it illegal. I'll tell you what.
Wouldn't surprise me if Florida made it legal again.
When I was down there like 4 or 5 years ago, they had them because I know people that were going to them, and I almost had a chance to go to them, but nope.
Yeah, were those people you, Tom?
No.
No.
They were the people down in Florida.
Were you looking for
true Floridians?
Yes, exactly.
For Santos El Halper?
I mean, my family has had greyhounds since I was a child, so
They terrify me.
What about
greyhounds? They're the nicest
Yeah.
dogs.
Oh, they look like giant mosquitoes.
So what is it about the greyhound racing that is so bad for the dogs? I am admittedly a little in the dark about that.
I mean,
is it
they're not the dogs aren't treated well. The
Oh,
first
okay.
greyhound that my family rescued had an amputated tail because the starting gate closed on it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like her gate malfunctioned and broke her tail off, so she had like a little nubbin.
I think the amphetamines are a problem too.
So it's not like horse racing where they're, treated
no.
well.
Oh, treated
and-
well.
Horse racing is
Yeah,
absolutely terrible. It's even worse. Yeah, it's
It's
all
like
right.
dog
In
fighting
general
without
principle.
the fighting.
Yeah.
They make them run instead.
The only fights happening are with the jockeys backstage, but the dogs don't have anybody riding them. But it would be fucking great if they did. I mean, that would be.
Listen,
They used to put monkeys on.
I
their
was gonna
backs.
say, I
They
saw that
actually
monkey
put little-
rodeo.
Yeah, they used to put little chimpanzee guys on them. Yeah,
Is that
look up pictures. Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
that's
is that on
the thing.
YouTube? That's
probably
amazing.
not.
Yeah.
It was probably before video.
Oh,
To be fair, I think there was a rodeo that came through Cleveland some years ago where that was a thing. I could be
Probably,
wrong about
yeah.
that, but
that's amazing. I loved it. There was I think it was on I want to say it was like an old timey Letterman thing where he'd do stuff and he just cut to some weird non sequitur video. And it was like a chimpanzee washing a dog or a cat in a sink. And it was like the best thing. Like seeing monkeys do stuff with other animals. I mean, aside from tearing them apart and murdering them, it's pretty great. It's fun to watch. Because it's like they think they're people. And then they riding around on the back of a dog.
I don't know if they think they're people so much as they're strapped to the back of a dog.
Tomato.
I think it's going, holy shit, I'm a monkey. I don't belong on the back of this dog.
I
I'm
mean,
tied
you've got an 18-month-old. You could strap her onto the back of something,
It's true.
and it would just be fun to watch.
You strap her into the back of you while you're fishing.
But it's not.
I
It's
do
not
do
the
that.
same. I'm talking about a quadruped.
Well, get a couple drinks in me.
Have you? The champagne fountain was interesting. I like that Fry just walked up and drank out of it as a water fountain, which would be awesome. And then he was doing it because the horse was doing it, which Bender stole from the NYPD. I skipped something. I'm
Also,
sorry.
Did the horse say NYPD or did it say NNYPD?
I
It's
thought
an
it just said.
NYPD.
Oh.
Did it? I just missed that part, or maybe autocorrect fucked me. The New Jersey Turnpike highway jammed with broken heroes on a last chance power drive. What was that a reference to?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The New Jersey Turnpike.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, you're from New Jersey, Eric.
I mean,
Very true.
I spent a bunch of time on it last year. It's not pleasant.
It's a straight shot and you just pick your exit.
Yeah, but it's all the. I don't understand how the exits work. Because you'll come in, the exit will be on the left side, and then when you go to exit, I don't think you go under anything, but all of a sudden you're on the right side of the road. It's very strange, and the biggest disappointment with the New Jersey Turnpike. Bear with me. There's a place in New Jersey called Shikwaki. That's how you pronounce it. But the way that it's spelled on the signs is cheesequake.
I'm familiar with that place.
So I got off of this thing being like, is this gonna be, like I'm thinking something like isn't there some kind of like Blizzard analog at Baskin Robbins or something that's like a snowquake or something where it's like a milkshake with stuff around? I'm thinking like this is gonna be the cheese version of that, like a cup full of queso with like mashed up nachos and Doritos and stuff in it, maybe some pretzels. You just spoon it. Like I hope that would be the thing. Totally not.
What
It's
was
just
there?
it's a fucking rest stop. A Sunoco gas station that you can't pump yourself for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why the New Jersey, what the rule is on having somebody pump gas for you.
The rule is you can't fucking do it. Someone
Well,
has
I
to
know
do it
that's
for
the
you.
rule. Why
Yeah.
that is the rule?
Because
In
New
New
Jersey as
Jersey?
a state is crooked.
Is that still a
Oh,
rule?
wow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
Mhm.
has to come out and pump your gas?
Yep.
Mhm.
So you got a guy that sits in a booth, comes out, takes your credit card, puts your credit card in the machine, and that's it.
It's absurd.
Hmm.
The champagne fountain though, like I was trying to think of other stuff I've seen in fountains. Like
Chocolate,
you
cheese.
get chocolate fountains. I don't know if I've seen a cheese fountain, but the cheesequake thing made me think of that. And then I'm told that at her niece's wedding, Betsy DeVos had a ranch dressing fountain,
Oh,
which totally sounds like something that she would do, but I'm not 100% against it. That might be the one thing I have in common with that awful broad. Like I could get behind, like if you had a big tray of crudité and just like a fountain spilling ranch all over.
yeah,
It just-
there's a certain level of like I like ranch, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But a ranch fountain at a wedding seems like
what could be classier than that?
that's a 4th of July setup, man. That's not a wedding setup.
I just had a goal set for this year. I gotta look into pumps and things.
Listen, if we ever throw our 4th of July party again, you guys can come over for the ranch fountain. All the beef sticks and ranch you can have.
A ranch slip and slide.
Oh, that sounds like a strut and cock show.
that it does. The change. So they eventually go out to do the fox hunt, all of them. And then I just liked the line from Bender. This was one of the good things from this point on, where he's like, if there's one thing I know everything about, it's fox hunting. What's that weird cat?
Right.
like that was perfect because it's just so like, I don't know. Cause I mean, a fox, they're part of a canine sort of family, aren't they? They're not felines.
Okay.
Right?
Or dogs. Yes. Canines.
Oh, just weird.
The other thing about the setup to the actual hunt is I love every time they have one of like the rich old white dudes, like stereotype guys on this show. It's
Judge, yeah.
No. Yeah.
That's Judge Whitey, which
Yeah.
I thought was
And-
Judge Whitey, and then it turned out to actually be him.
Patrick Stewart is also the voice
Mhm.
of the main
The
fox
huntsman?
hunter. Yeah,
Yeah.
the huntsman. Yeah, that's Patrick Stewart.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
No way.
How did you not realize that?
I don't know. He wasn't bald. I mean, what
He had
do you want me
hair.
to say?
He has a very distinct voice.
Really. He does.
I mean,
It's-
you know what? Maybe it's not as distinct as you think if he's not wearing a red
Way to go, Pete. You suck.
onesie. Oh, do you think that those Star Trek outfits were wicking or not?
Oh, clearly they're head to toe. I mean, they were like,
but
yeah, but they
were
look
they?
like polyester though.
Yeah, I'm thinking that was more
Probably
like
not.
a
do you think
like
there's
a
a
wetsuit.
There had to be a lining to it though,
I don't know.
right?
I think for all the colors except for red, it was probably really nice and good. But red was just like
There's
This
burlap on the inside.
burlap on the inside. Just like
Some
here.
burlap and sand in here for you.
So how come
This is made of
Chekhov had to wear red?
Tissue paper. What?
How come Chekhov had to wear red then?
Because he was engineering.
Okay, but he didn't get shot.
No. I mean, they just ended up sending out all the engineers to...
Oh, shit. Did he have to wear red because he was Soviet and they were communist? And Sulu wore yellow because he was
man, you gotta
Asian?
get that deep into it.
I don't know. I'm sure there's internet crackpot theories about it, but it just occurred to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
What's happening?
well, I think Pete just shocked everybody with his mild racism.
I'm not saying I'm not racist. I'm questioning.
Now, Pete, defend
whether-
yourself.
I'm questioning whether those were subconscious cues that they put in there.
That sort of seems awfully to go against the whole theme of Star Trek, where
Exactly. Was it-
humanity has grown beyond caring about that sort of thing.
do you think it was like network suits or something? Be like, yeah, you can have a multicultural cast, but we get to have final say on the outfits or something.
We get to have our mild racist jabs?
This is just conjecture. I'm not like saying that's what happened. It's like you being on the episode that's about hunting occurring to me like that. Having a lot of delayed reactions these days. Like
We're all under stress.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I've been sitting in front of a computer for like 13 hours at this point.
Oh,
So
God.
And now you're sitting in one for fun.
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 So I guess Leela tries to stop the hunt, as she is wont to do, with her nice reused sign. I like the fact that she committed to recycling because she just had to write an F on the Save the Ox sign.
what's happening with the ox? The oxen.
I
mean, maybe that just supports the fact that she's animal rights all the time, as she's going out to ox saving protests in her free time.
Yeah, there's another one to add to the list. Ox.
Mm-hmm. But the thing where she's walking and he's like, yeah, go ahead and protest, and then he's like, yeah, now into the ditch with you, and just shoves her off.
Into the ditch with you.
Which
pokes her in the face with a riding crop and knocks her down.
yeah, it's just so perfect. Like, and then it just turns into a weird hunting trip, I guess. But they have the whole forest set up with these weird booby traps and stuff for the poachers and poachers and protesters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just got crazy. The horse riding bender was fun when they jumped the fence and they flipped over.
That was funny.
I like that. But so then that kind of gets to that whole thing where it's like, oh, well, the fox is a robot. So at that point, no one gives a shit except Bender.
Although, I'll tell you this. When I first saw the episode and the dogs were starting to rip apart the fox, before I knew it was a robot, because you didn't know when you first saw it.
Right.
I was kind of sad. I was like, what is going on with this episode?
I don't know. I mean...
Well, I was sad even after I knew it was a robot. Because it's still a fox.
Is it
Robot fox.
though? Is it? Spoiler alert, but at the end of the episode, the fox turns out to be a dick. He's like Stampy on The Simpsons. It's like some elephants are just, or some animals are just jerks.
The fox ended up just being a fox. I'm sure if you brought a wild fox into your house, he's going to tear your clothes up, piss on your stuff, and chew up all of your protest signs.
What makes you think that hasn't happened, Eric? You just described a Saturday night. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I have the rubber sheet. So what did Bender? He said he's against hunting because it's a crime against the Robo Nation. Is that what he called it?
Yeah. What was it? Was it Robo Nation? I think something like that. Robo Humanity or Robo Humanity or something like that.
Okay. It was just I didn't want to back up on it enough, but hang on a second. Did we lose Michelle?
I mean, we can see her.
Oh,
still.
nuts.
No.
Her power went out.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
hilarious.
she's frozen. Huh.
That's the second time that's happened on this show.
When did it first time happen?
Weird.
We had Claire Colette on, remember? And the power went out in my neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So we had to record it on my I think we recorded it on my phone.
What you drinking, Pete?
This is mostly water with a little ginger beer and some vodka in it.
I'm gonna use this second to grab another beer, and she hopefully can she log back in? We'll give her a minute here.
Yeah.
We have unlimited now on the.
Yeah, I saw that.
thing,
That's
awesome.
good.
Yeah. I'm doing.
How does this sound, by the way? Does this sound like not having fancy headphones? Is this all right?
Yeah, you sound fine.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think Tom's running everybody but him into the same channel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what he's doing to mix it down at the end.
Mm.
I'm doing Weight Watchers, so it's like I try and save all my points for the end of the day for drinking to take the edge off.
Yeah.
And I'm actually doing really good at it because I just eat a bunch of 0-point foods all day and then have like an okay dinner. And then it's just like, okay, well, I got 30 points and a shot is 3 points. So
That's cool.
Yeah. So it's just managing.
This seems like an interesting time to be doing Weight Watchers.
Well, I mean, left to my own devices, I'd just swell up like Mojo.
Oh, well, Teresa's threatening me because I ate a container of frosting.
Well,
An entire container.
No, there was
Oh.
half a container of what was it?
Cream cheese
Oh.
frosting.
It
That
was
sounds-
a cream cheese frosting, and I ate half a container yesterday.
Oh yeah. That's
Happiness. That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything to be careful with anything, other than not drinking.
You're in like better shape than I am generally. She's
I'm
getting
just-
back on. Her power came back on.
That's good.
I
feel like I'm in a constant state of grazing right now.
Yeah, that part gets hard. Like, it just.
I wish you could see Teresa because she's sad because I ate. Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there. Hi.
She just put a marshmallow in her mouth. That's the life we're leading now. Eating marshmallows and icing.
I mean, that sounds delicious. All I want is like 2 big Bufords.
Oh my god. I have not
Ooh,
had fast food in so long, and I'm like super happy about it, but I still think, God, the other day there's a Taco Bell commercial on it. I was like, I want a chalupa so bad, but
Dude, like,
You know what? I get not that it happens, but every once in a while I'll think about like KFC. And I'm
yeah.
like, man, I really would want that. But then the one time that Teresa and I decided to do that was during Game of Thrones, years ago, like first couple seasons.
Yeah.
And we saw a commercial for it, and we're like, fuck it, we're gonna do it on Sunday. And Barrett came over and we got like a family meal, and I devoured it. And then about 45 minutes later, I'm like, oh God, you guys gotta pause it. I gotta go to the bathroom. and then just ran to the shitter because it just gave me the
Oh,
worst
God.
fucking diarrhea.
I mean,
And I'm glad it's you two on here right now because I don't know Michelle well enough to be talking about shitting myself. in
I
front
mean,
of her, so.
she's used to it. She's done like 70 episodes of this with us. So
True.
I mean, I'll feel sick if I eat Burger King, but if I eat Rallies, it's nothing but unadulterated pleasure all the time.
It's because Rallies is the best. Like a Big Buford is the best fast food burger you're gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so it's that kind of shit, you know, like I'm not eating poorly, and my fucking girlfriend went to culinary school. So like between her and I, we can fuck shit up in the kitchen pretty good. So what we're eating is tasty, it's satisfying, but it's not the same as eating fistfuls of Cheetos. You know?
Oh, I eat
Yeah.
fistful of Cheetos still.
I mean, the thing that you lose when you go on stupid fucking diets is salty crunchy. Like, I need salty crunchy all the time.
I'll tell you what, Cheeto hot fries. I've been living on Cheeto hot, not living on them, but
Dude,
that's been my munchie food, and I get
Trader-
horrible heartburn.
Trader Joe's has a flamin' hot Cheeto version. Them shits are delicious. And you know what? You know you do? Don't even eat them by themselves. Throw them on a fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Make yourself a turkey sandwich on some nice soft bread, some mayonnaise, a little piece of cheese, maybe some roughage if you want, but you don't have to. Then put some spicy Cheetos on it and smash it down.
The problem though is that it's not like mealtime because I don't feel like individual meal times are bad. It's
What, bud?
You have a special guest. My name is Carl.
I don't know what's going on out there.
look, your juggalo call worked.
You need
Tom.
to get in the shower.
But
Yeah, the hoodoo just
Hooty hoo. But it's not the it's not like mealtime that I feel like disgusted with what I'm eating. It's just, you know, oh well, nothing's happening right now, so I'm gonna walk into the kitchen and grab something. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, nothing's happening. I'm gonna go into the kitchen and get something. Like some pretzels.
Oh, you're back.
I'm
Oh,
back.
you missed a lot of snack talk.
So what do you have to cut out, Pete, aside from like just basic junk food?
You know what? You don't have to cut out anything. Like I said, I save all my points for drinking.
All right, yeah.
It's just that whatever you have has a point value and consequences. So it's more about tracking what you're eating, and then you have like the 0 point foods. Which is like, yeah, eat all the fucking grilled chicken you want, eat all the celery you want, eat all the vegetables you want. And that's mostly what I do. And then we get to the day at the end of the week before you do your weigh-in, and you have like some weekly rollover points, and then you just act like a fucking pig. And I do.
Which I mean, but then you're entitled to it.
Exactly.
I forgot that's how it works because Teresa did it for a while. God, it was a while ago. But there's do you guys pull stuff out of the cookbook? Not to derail the entire podcast by talking about
We made some stuff out of the app yesterday that was good. The pumpkin
there's-
pancakes.
a couple recipes that Teresa took out of there that are great that we still make. So
Yeah, it's. I mean, look, I got to do something, and there's got to be a system. And as long as I'm not looking at bread like I want to fuck it, then I'm good.
God, I can't be without bread.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Where were we? We're talking about the fox being a robot.
yeah,
and our different reactions to that. So I guess then it turns out that like all of the animals, the horse, the dogs, are all robots. But what I really liked is when the huntsman flips the tooth on his horse, sea gasket, and it
Yeah, that was pretty great.
and it turns into a helicopter.
and then
it
some
just-
kind of like crashes
and it
into a
just
tree.
crashes into the
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That was the best thing because it was just a robot that did something and then he just let it go off. If he was in it, he could have flown it somewhere, but it just crashed into the tree.
Yeah, it's like a remote control plane where you let go of the things, or like a drone. What is that? Okay, then it leads into Bender's starting Barf, Bender's animal robot front. And they do a bunch of hijinks where they you're trying to liberate animals. So it's basically like some sort of PETA situation. But what would robot eggs be used for? Because that was the part I didn't get.
Robot omelets.
Yeah.
I mean, what is inside a robot egg?
Probably robot cakes
yolk.
Also.
Robot yolk.
And robot white.
Why's it got to be white, Tom?
Who's racist now, Tom?
Because there's robot egg white.
But the
Do you
whole
think they
thing
would sell individual robot egg whites? Like
of course,
of egg white.
Yeah, why not? But the whole liberation of the robot chickens was wonderful because they're literally manufactured to sit in those little coops. And then he pulls it out and he's like, run free, sweet robot hen. And he throws it and it falls upside down and the eggs just keep popping out of the bottom of it through a little hole.
He does that a couple times where he just grabs something and runs free and throws
Yeah, well,
it.
the robot egg.
What did he throw in the air? And he brought down a goose.
A fake duck.
Yeah, that's right.
He killed a duck with a fake duck.
What I liked about that is that it wasn't even necessarily like a robot duck that had its own life doing something.
Right.
It was like a cutout, a metal cutout.
And the only made it a robot was the fact that it was attached to a wire that was on a motor.
Right. It was absolutely ridiculous. The thing with the robot pigs at the butcher shop was just fucking bizarre. Where he's just chopping it up into slices full of oil and
hey, you can't just come in here and chop off my hand. You need to take a number.
It puts it all in the grinder and makes the sausage.
Because you could just put a new hand on, man. You're a robot. That's part of it.
But what is the skin of the robot sausage?
I don't know, Tom. You were just talking about robot egg whites. You tell me.
That's a good question.
Some kind of polymer, I imagine. Bring it back. I love how it goes into the run through at the end where Fry's talking to Bender and he's like, you've eliminated animal cruelty in a 20-yard radius of this building. What are you going to do next? He basically just did the block and gave up. But then they go back to the fox hunt.
Yeah, that's all the animal cruelty. Robo animal
cruelty.
I do like how Barf was comprised of a bunch of robots that we've seen from other episodes, like the robo hookers. There was the one fat robot from
that bot.
Yeah.
Well, the beep bot from All My Circuits.
Yes,
was there too.
And then the mutant that looks like Todd Berry. I think he was the lone. He was the lone not robot. But I every time I see him, that's the only thing I can think of is that it's Todd Berry. So they get an injunction saying that the robo fox is an endangered robo species, and then immediately they cut to Judge Whitey shredding the injunction. And Zoidberg's line of "he's crooked but fair," fantastic. That, Zoidberg really puts the stuff together. But
then he comes bursting out of his out of the stall on the horse.
Yeah.
And I like that they made the it was an actual stall. There was an A in there.
Yeah. But the Bender put himself in the cage to turn the tables on him. And they're just like, oh, whatever, we'll just hunt you. But
also, the fact that Bender can't open that cage except for a human. Well, technically not a human, but
I wrote that.
Find out later, but yeah, he couldn't.
He's a bending unit. A bending unit that can't open a cage.
He should have been able to bend the bars of the cage.
You would think like that's one of those things where it's just like they're not even trying on this. But he does say the line "Sorry, mutton chump," which I liked because you don't get to say stuff like that anymore. When's the last time you saw somebody with real, honest to God mutton chops that you could say that to and mean it?
I mean, I've got a couple of friends that have had mutton chops.
Yeah, I mean the Spitfire. I'm sure there's somebody.
It's kind of a thing now. I don't know.
All right, I don't know. I haven't left.
Walked
my
up to
house.
Hugh Jackman, slapped him, called him mutton face. whatever the hell that quote was.
Mutton chump.
Yeah, mutton chump.
I like that they make the reference to the most dangerous game that they're going to hunt besides lawn darts.
This is a pretty dangerous game.
Do you think you could order lawn darts off Wish? I bet you can.
I don't know are they even made anymore?
Yeah, I don't think they're made.
I mean,
You can buy
I
the
don't
fake
think you
ones
can.
that have the flat, round.
They're
bottom.
round. There's sand in the bottom.
They're just weighted at the bottom, so you just throw.
That's-
it and then...
it's not the same. Let me look and see. I bet with their lack of regard for everything else in China and on Wish that they probably have them. Lawn darts for sale.
Literally is Wish the only thing you like? The only time you can order something is if it happens to pop up on your Facebook ad, and you see something that you want. That's the only way that I know how to order from Wish.
There's an app I used to use it, or I used it like twice, and then I was like, oh, this is all Chinese garbage that takes 3 months to get here.
Oh,
I
It's not worth it.
Oh,
Sometimes
then.
it's all knockoff junk
I mean,
Son
I
of
don't
a
care if
bitch.
it's knockoff because some of it's like $8. Do you have to pay
or less.
shipping?
Yeah.
1969 Jarts Lawn Darts game vintage look reproduction metal tin sign 8.5 by 12 inches. They have
The sign though.
jar-
they have the fake lawn darts with the flat bottoms. They do not have actual lawn darts. But these ones they have look like you could probably unscrew the weighted part at the bottom and put something sharp on it.
Like a hypodermic needle.
Sure.
He's got a
Anything.
bunch of steak knives taped to the outside of it.
So while Bender is being hunted, theoretically, the team took the robot Fox, back to Planet Express headquarters, and he's wreaking havoc on stuff. He destroyed all their uniforms. He killed Amy's prize hen.
Before they knew that he was doing that, they were absolutely in love with him.
Yeah.
They wanted to make him the mascot, and what else was there?
It's like everybody loves a chimpanzee until it rips your genitals and your
Fox
jaw
News,
off.
everybody.
Right. That was good. They threw some digs in at the parent company.
Oh man, speaking of owning chimps, that was a weird lead-in, but
I feel like you were gonna say you played 3-card Monty with one and totally ripped it off or something.
well, I was gonna say until it rips your face and genitals off. I'm assuming you've seen that woman that got attacked and like
Had her face rebuilt.
had her
Oh,
face
yeah, yeah.
rebuilt. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
They rejected it once, I think. Somebody had a face transplant and they rejected it. And they did another one.
How many face transplants happen in this country?
With
I think there's been at least 3.
Couple,
there was
yeah.
To be honest, yeah.
Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
and John Travolta. So that's 2.
You beat me to it, Pete. I was building a lead into my own joke.
And then those other 2 people, and one of them was French. So even if it happened here, does it count as being like an American face transplant?
Sure.
First of all, how are these people getting around chimpanzees to have their faces ripped off?
Well, that one woman, her friend owned one.
To be honest, it's because exotic animal laws were not very good for a while because people just assumed that you were like, oh yeah, people are
I'm
gonna
not-
just buy an exotic or like a wild animal.
No
And then
one,
people
no one would
started
buy
doing
200
it.
tigers.
And they're like, "Oh, we better make a law of this because this is happening."
And then one of them ran for governor.
Until, oh man.
Fry's complaint about the fox is that it peed on the locker room floor, and that's his territory.
It's a robot. You think they could have just like reprogrammed the robot fox to not do those things?
Exactly.
What do you think he was paying? Oil?
I mean, it's who knows? How do they know? If it was oil, how would they know it was pee?
I'd like to think that they programmed the robotic fox enough to somehow create like ammonia and then just pee out like actual ammonia.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. This is where it starts to get kind of tedious in this episode. Even there's a big chase scene, like the fox jumps on a PATH train to New Jersey to go back to the hunt club because it's probably programmed to go back to where its home is. Bender is still trying to evade the hunters. He rubs a porcupine on himself to get the scent of the forest on him. That doesn't work. But I like when he threw it at a tree and it hung upside down.
I like he gets his 30-minute head start, trying to decide which path to take. The
Right.
pleasant open field with the bunnies in the sunshine, or the dark, ominous path. And then after half an hour, the riders show up, and he's still standing there pondering where to
Like,
go.
but I could do this or that. He had some of Numar's own catnip. Surprised they haven't made that.
That was a great joke. I really liked that one.
That was super good. But then it just gets weird. Like the Planet Express crew are trying to hunt the fox from the ship and like shooting at him from the sky, Ted Nugent style. And then I was trying to figure out why Bender was hungry, because he's a robot. He shouldn't get hungry. 2, why did a knife cut off his finger like he cuts off his middle finger with the knife? Like, how is that knife strong enough to cut through Bender's metal robot fingers?
Well, I have a question for you, Pete. How many episodes of the show have you done?
2 goddamn many.
And at this point, you're still questioning weird shit that happens in the show.
It
Cartoon
seems
logic.
yeah, it seems to have gotten better though. So I don't know. But he steps in a bear trap then, or maybe it's a fox trap, and the fox finds him and helps him out by biting off his damn foot.
Coyote Ugly.
Yeah, it's weird.
There is definitely a point in this episode where I was watching it this morning and I'm like, okay, everything's like playing out the way it should. Everything makes sense. It's all whatever. And I found myself pausing it to like check and see how much time was left. 'Cause I'm like, where the fuck does this story go from this point? Like how many more jokes are you going to slip in there about Bender being lost in the woods or the Planet Express crew trying to hunt down this fox?
And turns out right back to where they started. Like it literally, there's no real growth throughout the whole thing.
I feel like a lot of these episodes, it's like they have this new network that they're on and doing stuff, but I think these writers are trying to like do the same thing they were doing originally, but then their deadlines are like too much, too quick, and they just end everything, or they try to write or mesh too many things together to like finish an episode.
One of the things I always
They're
thought
not
about
flushed out as well as they should be.
Yeah.
One of the things that I always thought when they came back, like it was a major complaint I had when they came back on Comedy Central. It was a 9:30 show,
something like that.
Like,
Yeah.
so it came back on a network where you were allowed to be a little more crude. You were allowed, there weren't as many restrictions on what you could say or do on the show. And I felt that when it was on Fox and it was a primetime cartoon show on that channel, there was a lot more that they had to be more clever with their writing.
I agree with
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Then when they came back, they're like, oh shit, we can make like dick and fart jokes and we can just be way more crude and way more obvious.
Mhm.
So I don't know
No,
whether that
yeah.
plays into the rest of the writing as far as storytelling goes.
Yeah, I get it. I think they tried less for a lot of these episodes. Either they were
Yeah.
more rushed or they tried less. Like there's more demand for them to pump out episodes, or they just kind of were like, we're getting paid network money or like cable money,
Yeah.
and we're doing this. Like, because they go downhill. And it really, like, Eric, have you watched the entire series?
hmm
Okay.
I mean, it's been a long time since I watched it, but yeah.
But you went through the entire
Mhm.
everything. Okay. Sorry, I just
Um,
got there because this episode, all these episodes as they go on, it just like more and more brings back me watching them when they came out, and it's just like they get disappointing and disappointing and disappointing.
Yeah, I feel like I liked these a lot more when I was watching them and they were new.
Yeah.
It was like the excitement of having like a new episode of Futurama made the episode like way better than it actually was.
You're more tolerant. You didn't, now you're spoiled for choice. Like I could be watching I could be watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine again.
Yeah.
Like which that's been what I've been following up on, having finished 30 Rock again. And damn it, I love it so much.
It's so good.
It's so good.
show.
Oh man, I just showed my wife 30 Rock, and she
man.
loved it.
I
The
think there's a thing. It's a hard thing to recapture the like what makes a show so good, whatever that show is, whether it's 30 Rock, whether it's Futurama, whether it's The Simpsons. Either you go too long and you just run out of material, or you're like just scraping the bottom of the barrel. Or I think when you bring back a show after it's been off the air for so long, it's hard to recapture that same feeling that everybody loved. Like I tried like the Arrested Development. I could not get into bringing that back. And it was how many years had passed since that last episode?
I think
That
at
last
least 3 or
aired.
4. Yeah.
Oh, way more
it
than
was
that.
way more
Way
than
more
that.
than that.
Way more than it was.
It was
I
at
don't-
least 10.
2006, and
Yeah.
then it came back in 2013. I just finished the Arrested Development, like all of it, like the new seasons and everything like that.
I only watched the first Netflix season.
That's
Then-
hard to get through.
Yeah, I watched 2
It was
episodes.
not good. I didn't get that. I didn't get to the next next Netflix season.
It
Did they have
feels-
2 seasons?
Yeah.
It
Oh
feels
shit!
more-
I didn't even.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had a second one.
The
Then
second
again, you
season-
have go ahead.
The second season, they actually hashed out everyone's schedule, so they have everyone together more, except for Lindsay. For some reason, she's in it at the beginning, and then in the middle, where you can clearly see it's a green screen behind her with the rest of the cast. as
Oh,
she's
no.
got
and then at the end, she comes back. Like
she's got DeGeneres money.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
she's married to Ellen.
Then again, you have like the Deadwood movie, which just makes everybody feel good and puts closure on things.
Now, all right. Now, I don't know if you're bringing that up because it's me on this podcast.
I
Hands
enjoyed
down,
it.
Deadwood is my favorite show ever. Like when that show ended, it ended poorly, but it
Yeah.
also ended because HBO shit canned them halfway through the season. So they were setting things up to be on further seasons. But the movie was good, but the movie was only good because I liked the show. It wasn't a good movie on its own. Like
That's
it was,
okay.
it was like, here's a 2-hour blowjob because you're just gonna like this and enjoy this show, enjoy this thing.
I'm
like-
okay with it.
It wasn't necessarily like, but I loved it though, but it really was not great storytelling.
No, because they had 2 hours to tie up 30 loose ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also who's gonna watch that other than people that have watched Deadwood?
Well, that's-
like, I never
that's a
watched
good
Deadwood.
point.
I wouldn't have watched the
Yeah,
movie.
me either.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah. No,
You
that's
should.
it.
It's awesome. It's
Now,
real
I
good.
suppose when it's HBO and you're doing that specifically knowing that the only people that are going to watch that are, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of like painting myself into a corner with with that logic, because I can't imagine anybody's going to tune in to watch Arrested Development that wasn't a fan of the show to begin with.
Right.
yeah. Oh god, you wouldn't even have an idea what was going on.
I think it's man, you start running this line of like, do you do what's best for the show and for the material and for the characters or whatever, or do you just give the audience what it wants? Like, sometimes, as much as I would love Arrested Development to come back and be great, that show existed in this perfect little bubble. Just let it be. Like, you don't always need to bring something back.
Yes. Agreed. There was a really good non sequitur from Bender when the Fox and him were trying to find everybody, and he goes, "What is it, little buddy? A layer cake or maybe World Series tickets?" Like, that I liked. Like, I feel like that's something I should use in my day-to-day talk. But it comes down to the Huntsman and Bender sort of chasing each other to the death, but Bender gets the Huntsman trapped in his snare, and he's going to kill him, but he can't
And his
shoot him because he doesn't have
anti-gravity.
his anti-gravity snare. But Bender doesn't have his trigger finger, so he can't shoot him. But when the Fox attacks the Huntmaster, who's going to kill them anyway, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not a good sportsman, whatever." Who is it that said? I think it's Bender. He goes, "I can't watch enough."
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And his eyes extend out
through his hands.
Yeah. But then the Huntmaster ends up being a robot too. Is he the only one, or is Judge Whitey a robot? Or like, it raises a lot of questions. But they end up mounting his head back at the Planet Express office, and the story's over. I mean, it had its moments, but overall, it was kind of a stinker, I thought.
It's a mediocre episode.
Yeah.
It's not the worst that I've ever seen. It's not the best that they ever did. So
This one actually was produced before even Viva Mars Vegas, which is weird.
Yeah, the Infosphere says that they flipped those two episodes because they wanted to advertise that Patrick Stewart was going to be on the season finale, but this also did not end up being the season finale, and they also did not advertise that Patrick Stewart was in it. So
are the people that are the guests really that big of a draw? Like,
I mean, probably honestly on Comedy Central, they were just probably doing that to like be like, "Oh, we got Patrick Stewart." But people that are watching it, I think, I mean, remember?
I mean, I get a kick. Don't get me wrong. I get a kick when I find out like somebody's there.
Yeah.
But it's not enough to make me watch that episode.
But even when Futurama first came back on Comedy Central, we would like make an effort to like watch it on.
Oh yeah.
Like, so I think that was what really brought people to watch Futurama. Even, at least for me, when it went down and down and down, I still continued to watch it, but it just, I guess we'll find out when we finish, but it ended fine.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fine. Good.
Just fine.
Just fine.
Fine.
Oh, on that note, we made it through another one.
We did. That
Thanks
makes
for coming on,
3
Eric.
On these.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, we're getting it done in the quarantine. Aside from being quarantined, assuming this lifts and everything goes back to some sort of normalcy, where can people find you? What are you up to?
Well, I'm tattooing at Two Sons Tattoo in West Park, Kane's
Ohio.
Corner there in
West Park,
Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, that's my whole thing. That's it.
Are you guys doing anything Tease Box wise?
Well, I mean,
No, I mean obviously not right now. But
no, that well, who it's. I
Tease
don't know
Box
how
is a
to
thing
answer
where
that
it's-
question.
Tease Box, when the call comes for Tease Box, we're there.
Tom, that's the best answer yet.
So
Seriously, that's the best thing you can say
No,
about
that-
Tease Box.
that
It's not
makes
going anywhere, but we don't necessarily
But it's-
have
but it's
anything
not-
going on.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere, but it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I
Beautiful.
wish I could say that we had stuff that was happening and
We
things.
had a show and got canceled because
Hey, so did
You know.
we.
a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah.
shows got canceled.
Yeah.
The
it's-
world's shows got
The
canceled.
world got canceled. Son of a bitch. Anything else? Anybody else got any other stuff happening? Is there more public access stuff coming out, or is
Can
that
I-
done now, Michelle?
Oh,
Everything's out. All the public access stuff is out. Go watch it. It's funny.
It is.
I'm going to do a blatant post for my wife. I'm going to say Brown Dog Stitches. If you're looking for some cool cross stitching, you should check them out. I'm gonna hashtag her in it because it's also my income I need right now.
All right. Well, hey, while we're at it, go to restlessabs.com. Buy my band's
Yeah,
new
why
record.
not?
I mean, or just go to slurmcast.com and you can find all of our episodes. You can contact us. You can send us an email at slurmcastpod@gmail.com. You can call us at 216-438-1077. You can text us there too. Send us a nice picture of what you're doing in quarantine and what your hair looks like. Ours is all fucked up, except for maybe Michelle's. We're on Instagram and Twitter at slurmcastpod. We're on Facebook. Rate and review us in iTunes. The usual stuff. We only have about a dozen and some left of these folks, so now's the time to get in. If you want to be in the final season of Slurmcast, reach
You
out
guys,
and tell us.
You guys think you're going to be doing something else after this? You got any ideas, or are you just going to be like, yep, that's it?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, we
Haven't decided yet.
Yeah, we haven't
really
talked
don't
about
know.
it. It's hard enough to commit to doing it like week to week at this point. So
Yeah.
you're like, here's a new project.
Monthly
We'll see.
radio drama.
Yes. I mean, that's sort of my status quo. Yeah, so this is a good, fun time. We had a good time talking about snacks and things, despite the episode being a stinker. I like that.
Yeah, that was also nice to kind of see everybody